Thanks for joining us for the weekend edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Seja. Coming up, Ministry of Health acts swiftly for safety at Marigot Hospital. Government puts Dominica Essential Oils Cooperative back in business, and stakeholders input critical to MSME Business Policy. Stay with us for details of these and other stories after this.
A picture is worth 1,000 words. Got it? Taking care of us can be so easy.
Take good care of the children.
Thanks for staying with us. Honorable Prime Minister Dr. Roosevelt Skerrit has committed to assisting 15 families in the Pishley community with washroom facilities. He also pledged $150,000 for housing repairs, among other commitments.
We're also making a commitment in respect to the basketball court. I know that you have elevated your basketball game here in the game of basketball in Pishley because of the upgrade of the facilities in large measure, and a dedication and commitment on the part of the young men in particular. And they need some washrooms when they're playing and change rooms and so forth. And the Member of Parliament has made a request for resources for the construction of the washrooms. Those monies will be passed through the council, hopefully, to construct these washrooms for the young men and women of Pishley. And the other commitment, we have the Ministry of Public Works putting together the estimates for the bypass, the road up to Bellevue. Once we get these estimates, I give you the assurances, because I have told Dr. Darrow that whatever the cost, we will do this road.
The Honorable Prime Minister was speaking at the 11th inaugural meeting of the Pishley Village Council on Wednesday. Officials of the Ministry of Health and Environment have announced that the Marigot Hospital has been temporarily relocated to the Wesley Health Center. The hospital was shut down due to an infestation of mold and fungus. The announcement was made at a press conference on Friday. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Health, Helen Roye, revealed that on May 23rd, mold and fungus was discovered at the dental area of the hospital, which is being housed at the Marigot Health Center, downstairs the Marigot Hospital building. On June 3rd, the Ministry of Health realized that the mold had spread to the Accident and Emergency Department, which led to its immediate closure. On Tuesday and Wednesday, the Ministry of Health held an urgent meeting with hospital staff to draft an action plan for the way forward.
The team was of the opinion that they may have been able to deal with the situation. So they made a few recommendations: cleaning of the equipment, cleaning of the door area, servicing of the AC unit, and the removal of the window where the panel was affected. Actually, cleaning was done almost on a daily basis. The request for the servicing of the AC was done almost immediately, as soon as we got the call from both the director of the primary healthcare department and the team leader, the district medical officer. We called each other. I ensured that the chief medical officer was informed, the chief environmental health officer, the director of primary healthcare, and they were asked to start immediate action in response to that information. We also dispatched the project officer the very same day. As soon as he came to work, he was dispatched to the Marigot Health District to do an initial assessment. We also requested the services of the National Pest and Termite Control the very same day. They arrived by around 10:30. They were already in Marigot.
Meanwhile, 2 houses to accommodate the Accident and Emergency Department and house patient wards have been secured. Retrofitting and cleaning for these departments have already begun and should be completed next week. Chief Medical Officer Dr. David Johnson stated that the Ministry of Health is acting in the best interest of staff and patients.
Realize that some of the staff who were working in the facility were complaining of some symptoms, which we think were related to the fact that they were working in that environment where the mold was spreading. We felt it best to temporarily relocate the services immediately. So in spite of all what we are doing in terms of the treatment of the facility and controlling the mold, it was the best action the Ministry of Health took in terms of our patients, in terms of our client, to temporarily relocate the facility.
Acting Director of Primary Healthcare, Dr. Laura Esprit, stated that the infestation also meant a temporary suspension of blood work and equipment. The pharmacy was relocated and essential services and staff are mobile in order to meet patients' needs.
We had normal review of clients referred to the Wesley Health Center. We also had to request an additional pharmacist because one was actually doing the storage and other important functions, while to avoid interruption of services, we had one actually liaise with the doctor so that that services would continue, to ensure that there was minimal disruption of care given to the public. In an effort to do that, the pharmacy had to be relocated. There is a government-owned rented building in the vicinity, so we had to actually move our drugs to that area. And the pharmacy itself, the team, had to be on a mobile unit, as I said, liaising with the doctor wherever he may go throughout the community, throughout the villages in that district. In addition to that, the dental unit is now operating from the schools, seeing that we have limited space within the Wesley Health Center as well. And we had other essential services that had to be on pause. For example, the environmental health officer, not that it's on pause per se, but she's rather mobile. So there has been a level of disruption, and we are trying our best to actually have minimal disruption of those services.
Permanent Secretary Helen Royer commends staff at the Marigot Hospital for their patience and devotion. She urged the continued patience of the people of the district as the Ministry of Health continues to work to provide a safe environment for healthcare in Marigot. The community of Mero is benefiting from the Climate Change Adaptation Project, which was initiated by the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, and the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States. The OECS USAID Climate Change Project commenced in January 2011. The Rallying the Region to Action on Climate Change, RAC project seeks to carry out climate change adaptation actions in the tourism and agriculture sectors in the OECS region. The Mero project involved the construction of a number of drains throughout the community and seawall retrofitting. A handing over ceremony for the Climate Change Adaptation Project took place in the community of Mero on Friday. Director General of the OECS Commission, Dr. Didicus Jules, gave some details about the project.
The mandate of the project was to build the enabling environment in support of policies and laws to reduce vulnerability, to make interventions in freshwater and coastal areas management, to build resilience in tourism and agriculture sectors, address information gaps that constrain addressing vulnerabilities, increase awareness on issues related to climate change, and improve capacities to climate change adaptation. Now, these may sound like fancy objectives and fancy words, but you know, Bob Marley has a saying, who feels it knows it. And I think the people of Dominica, more than any other people of the OECS, are in a really in the best position to understand and appreciate what climate change is really about and the potential dangers that it represents.
U.S. Ambassador to Barbados and the Eastern Caribbean, Her Excellency Linda Tagliatella, stated that this ceremony is an example of the efforts made by the OECS and USAID to build climate resilience.
Today's event commemorates the United States' strong commitment to helping Dominica and the broader region adapt to more frequent and severe storm events, as well as periods of drought and other impacts of climate change. We are honored to partner with the government of Dominica in assisting the community in communities such as Mero as well as farmers throughout the country to reduce climate risks related to lives and livelihoods and to improve energy and food security over the long term. Through our partnerships and support, Dominica will ultimately strengthen its capacity to plan strategically and use climate-smart tools and techniques to adapt to the negative impacts of climate change. We are also confident that program participants will share the lessons learned from our projects with other citizens to help ensure improved resilience to all. We look forward to continuing to collaborate with the government of Dominica under our next regional climate change program, and hopefully will witness the positive results of all of these efforts in the coming years.
Honorable Minister for Agriculture and Fisheries Johnson Drygo says the community of Meru has benefited tremendously from this project.
The completion of this project is quite timely, as we are now officially entering the hurricane season, which, according to forecasts, started exceptionally early. So far, 3 storms have been already formed: Hurricane Alex in mid-January, Tropical Storm Bonnie in late May, and on June 5th, Tropical Storm Colin formed. The community of Meru is located in a vulnerable area, being one of the more extreme coastal settlements. This makes the completion of this drainage system even more important.
Marina Serra, a resident of Meru, expressed her gratitude for this project, which she said prevented her home from flooding during the passage of Tropical Storm Erica.
I would like to extend my grateful thank you to that beautiful project, because without that, maybe Meru would be a flood when Erica passed. The morning of Erica, when I wake up, I saw the water was going right on my step. Then when I watch, I see it was a piece of plastic that was in the hole. When I take out the plastic, it did not take 3 seconds. Water was gone. So I'm thanking the OECS, the USAID, and the government of Dominica for this beautiful project. And thank you. Thank you very much.
The United States Agency for International Development donated approximately $1.3 million towards this project. You're watching National Focus. More when we return.
I had a bleeding disorder that I did not know about, and they had to be transfusing me continuously. I got 56 units.
Being there at the blood bank, I was like, yo, I'm actually saving someone's life.
You never know when you can go.
Give blood. I have done it, and believe it or not, it don't hurt.
I won't be scared. I'll give. You know you're gonna give blood. I'll make sure she does.
Sit down at the blood bank in a comfortable environment for 45 minutes.
Helping people.
You are stimulating your body to make brand new cells.
You get free cookies, you get juice.
Glad to know your blood group. Feels good.
I felt as a better person.
It's a good thing to be alive, and I can thank God that I'm there and I'm enjoying life.
Welcome back. The Dominica Labour Party government is putting the Essential Oils and Spices Cooperative back into business. Tropical Storm Erica left the industry significantly affected, as several of the bay oil distilleries on island were utterly destroyed. On Friday, Honorable Minister for Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development, Roslyn Paul, handed over a check for $100,000 to Dominica Essential Oils and Spices Cooperative for the reconstruction of 4 distilleries in the south of the island. The Small Business Minister says this move is in keeping with her ministry's thrust to improve the manufacturing industry.
It is in keeping with our focus to ensure that manufacturing and agro-processing continue to expand and thrive. And on the heels of Tropical Storm Erica, we know how badly Dominica Essential Oils was affected. And if Dominica Essential Oils is affected, then our exports and the ability to gain foreign exchange is also affected. And as we would know, manufacturing is not one of our major most major industries, we are into more primary production. So we are happy to always embrace and protect and preserve and ensure that the continuance of companies such as the Dominica Essential Oils.
The 4 distilleries which will be reconstructed are located in Petit Soufre, Fort Saint-Jean, Grand Bay and Bagatelle. President of the Dominica Essential Oils and Spices Cooperative, Philip Gist, says there are 10 distilleries across the island. However, these initial 4 are located in the areas of highest production. Gist expressed sincere thanks to the Ministry and government for this cash injection. He says the significant contribution will assist in getting the industry back on its feet while restoring the livelihood of many in the South.
We are a cooperative that depends heavily on essential oils, bay oil in particular, for our survival and living of the individuals, particularly in the south of the island. We have in the Pittsburgh area where we were mainly affected. Our entire distillery, where we depend for our survival, was completely washed away. And we want to tell you, Madam Minister and Permanent Secretary, we are indeed very happy that you have seen it fit to come to our assistance. But with your help, in that small help you can give to us and what we can put as a cooperative, we sure in the next few months we'll be able to go back to full capacity. So I really want to commend you and government for the initiative, and we look forward in working with you as we look forward in constructing our new distillery.
In keeping with government's call to build stronger after Tropical Storm Erica, the cooperative intends to reconstruct modern distilleries with the capacity to produce much more.
Our main distillery in Petit Savan, that where the members use, were the largest producer of that oil. It will give a better yield per pound of leaf, and that is hence the reason why we have very little production. So the reason for us to upgrade the artisan distilleries, which we call in the local terms the local distilleries, is to ensure that they can give more capacity. They do give capacity, but because of the way it is constructed, we believe we can do a better design of it and we'll be able to get more oil.
Presently, production of essential oils brings in excess of $6 million annually. The Dominica Essential Oil Cooperative has a membership of over 500, with about 300 who are currently active. With this money, GIST is confident that the industry can begin production in full capacity in the next few months. There is a total of 10 distilleries on the island. The Dominica Essential Oils and Spices Cooperative has been in existence since 1968. Business consultant Milton Lawrence believes that without the input of stakeholders, a policy for micro, small and medium enterprises will never reach its full potential. He was speaking on Wednesday, June 8th at the first of a series of consultations by the Ministry of Commerce, Enterprise and Small Business Development during the month of June for policy development of the small, medium enterprise sector.
The success of the policy is going to depend on all the stakeholders that are involved one way or the other in that policy to come forward and to make their contribution. So the government has its role, but so do you as individual entrepreneurs and business people, and so do your organizations, those of you who are representing subsectors. All of you have a role to play. In fact, I think that one of the other major outcomes out of a consultation like this would be the organization of the participants, the stakeholders, into advocacy groups. If you have a policy, if the government has a policy and it is not being implemented, or it is not being implemented properly, then unless somebody, or some people, or something points out to government the areas that need strengthening, and in fact engages government on a continuous basis, then you're unlikely to reap the benefits of this exercise.
He notes that the policy should also be all-encompassing.
If those of us who are in this room can come up with the ideal policy document, that is from our perspective, we must bear in mind the possibility that it may impact negatively on some other people, some other groups. And therefore, in trying to craft a series of policies, we need to be mindful of the potential impacts on other sectors and other people, on other businesses. And so it's a process of compromise that we have to engage in at the end.
The consultant also noted that the final policy should be one which is universal.
We are not isolated anymore. This is a global world, and we have to make sure we have the right context for this discussion, and to bear in mind that there are other policies out there, there are other definitions out there that will impact on us. So I think, in a nutshell, what I'm trying to say is that we need to, in our deliberations, consider that we are part of a bigger mass, and we cannot do these deliberations and come up with these policies in isolation of what happens elsewhere in the world.
Let's now join McPherson St. Luce with Creole Highlights.
Alors tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole, non moins c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, Premier ministre Honorable Dr. Roosevelt Skerritt fait promettre pour assister PEP Pichelin et puis Bagay Développement. Honorable Skerritt fait parole ça pendant été adressé inauguration Village Council Community Sala mercredi. Selon Premier ministre Skerritt, moun qui mérite bagay sanitation comme washroom, l'argent qui allait pour Village Council pour bâtir ces facilités ça par ces moun là. Premier ministre Skerritt qui aussi fait un sang avec $50,000 available pour bâtir réparation maison pour moun community ça. Premier ministre a aussi fait commitment pour assister l'occasion basketball taper toilette. Il y a l'autre commitment Honorable Skerritt fait, c'est pour un bypass en Pichelin. Premier ministre a promis travail et puis village council pour développement community ça. En autre nouvelle, l'occasion Parc national Maui Cabrits ouvert officiellement. L'occasion celle-là a formé par un projet management Maui Kawaïb qui lancé l'année passée. Projet celle-là, c'est pas agrément qui était signé entre gouvernement Dominique et puis gouvernement Germany pour un si propre réserve Maui 6 pays Kawaïb. Dominique ni dès l'occasion réserve Maui, yon en Cachakou et puis l'autre là en Cabrits. Mon parlement pour Cottage, Honorable Reginald Ostring, adressé cérémonie pour te ouvert l'occasion là.
Eh bien, ça nous a fait ce aujourd'hui, nous avons ouvert un petit office pour préservation de la vie en la mer, dans notre pays là. Ce qu'on sait, nous avons Marine Reserve, Hot Carbridge pour Rivière pour Capucin. L'année passée, 18 mois qui passé, nous lançons un projet pour protection environnementale avec l'argent qui a sorti de l'autre pays, différentes organisations qui ont payé l'autre pays. Et ça nous a fait, là nous avons ouvert un office pour organiser ça là. Parce que nous avons dit, un office, qui a nous en place, là nous avons plein d'informations, le monde s'assise avec causer, comment nous avons préservé et qui bénéficie nous en la mer. Comme ça, monde toujours qui font la vie hors de la mer. Soit pour aller l'autre pays, ces bateaux, bien soit pour aller pêcher, pour vendre pour ce bas monde. Mais nous avons vu ces jours-là, ça a fait assez là, il a détruit la mer nous. Top zordis, top débat, top poisson, il a descendu la mer là. Et bien nous avons question pour préserver, si nous pour continuer pour faire la vie hors de l'hiver. C'est ça nous avons fait là aujourd'hui pour ouvrir l'office là et pour nous faire ces monde là qui a conduit le projet là, qui est plus confortable.
En la nouvelle, le ministre Commerce conduit un survey pour déterminer l'état petit entreprise à Dominique. Parole ça là sortira du ministère petit entreprise Honorable Rosalind Paul. Le ministre là a conduit un series workshop qui a targeté mon petit entreprise tout en Dominique.
Nous avons ministre là aussi l'année passée nous commencé un programme avec Dominica State College. Nous avons collaborer avec eux pour un research pour eux et research là qu'a montré ola une gap ça qui issue nous pour address pour nous ça avancer small business à Dominique. So c'est pour ça yo te ka parler avec différents monde sauver là, parler avec différents monde tout le monde Dominique pour nous ça meilleur l'idée ou la small business qui problème yo ni qui area nous ni pour mettre plus focus sur les bagaille comme ça.
Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelle Creole pour à présent. Non, moi c'est McPherson, c'est Luce. Et un bon week-end. Au revoir.
Here's a tip to help you plan ahead so you never have to face a storm unprepared. Check your insurance coverage to make sure it reflects the current state of your home. Consider adding flood insurance and coverage for additional living expenses in case your home is uninhabitable after a storm. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm. Like our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica, and follow us on Twitter at GIS Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. Live streaming is also available on our YouTube channel 24 hours a day. From all of us here on the GIS News Production team, I'm Kimani. Thank you for watching and have yourselves a great weekend.